In this video, we're talking about some often overlooked key issue comic books that are surprisingly cheap, at least relative to the comics that they represent. What I'm talking about is prototype comics. So many of the main characters that we know and love in the Marvel and the DC universe had tryout characters before the real thing. And at the very least, they make good complements to those Mega Grail books. So let's start out with one that I think is just absolutely crazy that more people don't talk about and that I've actually never even seen talked about. I've never seen this book mentioned in a YouTube video, especially right now with everything going on with the movie coming out. It's Challengers of the Unknown #3 from 1958 and DC Comics. It's going to be a super, super rare book. But here on the cover, you can see you've got the spaceship, you got the guy coming out of the spaceship, and he's shooting flames out of his hands. And we see over here that it's a prototype of the Fantastic Four. It's written and illustrated by Jack Kirby, who created the Fantastic Four with Stan Lee 3 years later. And in this story, one of the characters returns from space with 4 distinct abilities: fire projection, ice projection, size manipulation, and invisibility. So some huge, huge similarities there with the actual Fantastic Four that we know and love today. And if the Fantastic Four that we know and love today kickstarted the Marvel Age of comics, and by some is considered the most important comic in the history of Marvel Comics, and especially the Silver Age, why wouldn't we be talking about the book that inspired that, right? That's what's so crazy about this book to me. Challengers of the Unknown #3. I think it's super cool. I've never even seen one come through the shop. And then, of course, here's Fantastic Four #1, where we get the actual first appearance of the more developed characters that we're all going to see very soon, if you haven't already, on the big screen. While I got you guys, don't forget to check out brycecomics.com. I just added a whole bunch of affordable key issue comic books. Use code COLLECT10 for 10% off. And if you sign up for the newsletter while you're here, you'll get, look at all of these signature series, dozens and dozens of signature series books. Look at this, All-Star Comics #8 in a 4.0, $38,000 or trade available, the first appearance of Wonder Woman. So many awesome things. Use code COLLECT10. And if you sign up for that newsletter while you're there, you enter to win this valuable slab this month. And we also have a monthly giveaway here on the YouTube channel, giving away this valuable slab this month. All you have to do is subscribe, comment, and like. Let's get back to the list. So next up, we have Journey into Mystery #70. And as you can see right here, you can guess which prototype character this is. The Sandman Cometh. Unfortunately, I tried to look at all of these books on the Marvel app, the Marvel Unlimited app, to read them, but they don't have the full run of Journey into Mystery. They only have some of the issues. And then, of course, the actual first appearance of the Sandman in Amazing Spider-Man #4. Lots of different iterations of a character named Sandman in all kinds of different media, but this is our beloved from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Next on the list, we have Superboy #5. This one is also super rare. It's the tryout for Supergirl. I've actually never seen this book come through the shop. And one thing that's interesting about Supergirl tryouts is that there's more than one. It really took them some time to get their footing to decide what they wanted to do with the character of Supergirl. So here's another prototype of Supergirl in Superman #123, which is a little cool factor right there. And you might ask, well, then why isn't that considered the first appearance of Supergirl? There she is on the cover. They call her Supergirl, the Girl of Steel. Well, it's because it's not the character that is ongoing for Supergirl that we know and love in the comics today. That would be this one from Action Comics #252, and is a very, very expensive book. Next, we have Strange Tales #84, and this is a prototype of Magneto. And there you can see him on the cover, this hulking-looking thing using magnetism through his hand. So oftentimes with these prototype characters, they really like to use like hulking big characters, but they would play with the powers, and sometimes it's the powers that translated to the actual characters, and then the shape and the likeness of the character change completely. But this, of course, is the prototype for Magneto, and he was actually called Magneto in this issue, of course being refined completely to the Magneto that we know from Uncanny X-Men #1 in 1963. Next on the list is one that I think is super interesting, and I have a little recommendation here for you guys. Tales of Suspense number 35. This is a prototype for The Watcher, and I know that The Watcher isn't like everyone's favorite character, but I absolutely love The Watcher. I love what The Watcher represents. I love the origin story for The Watcher and all of the things associated with it that just showed the minds of Jack and Stan of how they were thinking about aliens and stuff, and how some of the theories that you hear about today, if you do any kind of conspiracy watching or theory hunting at all, very similar to what they were thinking about back in the early 1960s. So here's my little recommendation for The Watcher is go and read, and this is only if you're into like conspiracy theories and stuff like that, but go and read Tales of Suspense number 53. This is the origin of The Watcher. It's also the second appearance of Black Widow and the first team appearance of the Priscillians. And in this origin issue of The Watcher, if you couple that with this documentary, but it's called Bob Lazar, Area 51 and Flying Saucers, and he talks about how he found a UFO working. I'm not going to spoil it, okay? We don't need to go too far into it, but if you watch that documentary and you read this, it will trip you out because the things that they're talking about in this comic coincide a lot with that documentary. It definitely had me tripped out. Next on the list, we have Journey into Mystery number 78, which is a prototype for Doctor Strange. This is another one of those characters that had multiple prototype and tryout issues, but this is the one that most closely resembles the Doctor Strange that we know and love that appeared first in Strange Tales number 110. Next on the list, we have Tales of Suspense number 31, which is the prototype for Doctor Doom. And this is one, I'll put up on the screen some interior panels. They did have this on the Marvel Unlimited reading app. And the character inside the story is not this color. It's like a hulking, hairy character with the same metal mask. But on the cover, they made him green. And oftentimes with covers like this, they would make artistic choices that did not match up with the character at all, just for the cover. We see that all the time with comics, especially in the older comics. And so that's why this one does so well and is one of like the most sought after prototype books, is because it looks so closely to Doctor Doom, but in the actual story, it's way different. And the story has nothing to do with Doom. The only thing really that they have in common is the mask, which is part of the prototype. Like that's one of the things, like I was saying, that they carried over to the refined character. So this is a really cool one, an awesome cover. And let me tell you guys, covers sell comics. And here's the first full appearance of the Doctor Doom that we know in Fantastic Four number 5. Next on the list, we have Tales of the Unexpected number 16, a super rare book, very hard to find, low census, Jack Kirby goodness with a prototype of Thor, a character in the story that's actually called Thor, and it's before Journey into Mystery 83, which we all know is the first appearance of Thor created by Jack Kirby. So very interesting that he did it over at DC with the same named character, and obviously a lot of differences in the Marvel character. Last on the list, we have Journey into Mystery 62 with Here Comes the Hulk. Again, another big, furry, hairy, hulking creature, and that's pretty much where the similarities end. The name, and he's big, but it's still cool to have. And again, like I said, I think all of these, and this, of course, is the first appearance of the actual Hulk, I think all of these books are worth pairing with your grails. Like if you care about, the first appearance of the Hulk, or if you're a huge Fantastic Four fan, I mean, that Fantastic Four book is a must-have. Like, I just think that the inspiration and the things that led to your favorite characters should also be on your radar. And it's something you might not have seen before. I hope you enjoyed this video, found something new. If cool, leave a note down in the comments. What do you think about prototypes? Do you think we should even care at all? Do you think they're undervalued? Do you think they'll always not really be that popular? Curious to know what you think down below. Thanks for sticking with me to the end of the video. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.